God always knows what we need. I definitely sense the rays shining down at the top of this video as a sure sign that God is with us and He is trying to get a message to us. I find this glow ray today humorous because I was depending on validation and approval and opinions of other people. I was a little hesitant for today's glow ray because I thought it sounded similar to a glow ray not long ago. And God said, not only is it the approval of others that are holding you back, but you won't approve what I told you to do. I told you to send this glow ray forth. Why are you trying to second guess it? Are you doing that? Are you getting in your own way? You won't validate what God has said about you. He's trying to get you to understand that He loves you and that He forgives you. He wants you to understand that you're worthy, that you're special, that you're loved, that you're forgiven, that He has given you grace, that He has given you mercy. He has given you dominion. He has given you the fruit of the Spirit. He has called you to love. He has called you to be loved. That's why He calls us beloved. But you won't validate it. You won't approve it, and so you're not seeing the victory take place in your life. Not only is it their validation and their approval that is holding us back, but it's often our own. We won't approve what God says. We have to stop getting in God's way because it is holding us back. It is holding us back from the best version of ourselves. I think you're afraid of some things, and because they won't agree with it, you just stay still and stay stuck. And we're going to stop that today. We're going to move on behalf of what God has called us to do. I remember hearing people talk about God speaking to them all the time and crying, feeling like, God, you don't talk to me like other people say you talk to them. I'm here to tell you, God created us to hear from Him. We hear Him. But a lot of times the things that He tells us we don't want to hear. And so we reject it and we don't assume that to be God. And so we just say God doesn't speak to us. It's very rare that God is going to come through with an audible voice as my voice is to you. But He is speaking in the depth of your soul, in your gut, in your knowing you know it. That's Him. Get in alignment with what He is saying and stop holding yourself back. There's going to be people around you who will never validate you. They know things about you. They know things you've done. And so they're going to count you out for life. But if you're waiting on them to validate you, it may never happen. So I want you to move on God's approval alone. Sometimes you may not even approve. But if He has told you to go forth, then go. If He has told you to stand up and know who you are, then stand up. Stop staying stuck. You may be holding yourself back. Let go. Be who God called you to be. And that is marvelous. That is wonderful. That is confident. That is worthy. That is righteous. That is loved. It's nothing you're going to do. He has given you this. It used to work like you have to do this, but we fell short from day one. That's why He sent His Son back to die for you and for me so that we can be forgiven for our sins and walk in authority. It's that simple. We overcomplicate it. And God says, stop overcomplicating my love. Stop waiting on their validation. Stop waiting on your validation because it may never happen. But it's time for you to stand up and move forward with your shoulders back and your head high. Your crown adjusted because you are a queen or a king. I don't know why we hold ourselves back. I don't know why we make this harder than it has to be. Grasp His love for you. He wants you to know that you are loved, worthy, and able. Go forward. Move forward. I love you. God, He loves you so much more.